For a chance to win a Sprinter Van camper conversion, visit omaze.com/overlandlady. Thank you Omaze for sponsoring this video. Hi, my name is Monique. I drove and lived in a Toyota Land Cruiser right-hand drive 100 series named Elta. Elta is short for Gibraltar. It's the name of a track 2 hours east of Sydney where we off-roaded for the first time after taking ownership of the Land Cruiser. That's how our adventure started. I brought Elta from Australia to Canada. It's set up to be self-sustained and capable of traveling to remote places. And that's basically what I did. I travel mostly solo. Emphasis on mostly, because I have been on trips with other travelers and I have brought a passenger with me during the last stretch of my Arctic journey. The journey where everything went pear-shaped. I rode the vehicle down the hill along Dempster Highway on the first snowfall of the season. This is Overland Lady. Welcome back. That's basically the story of the past. Okay, I know, we have a lot of catching up to do, but first I got a news for you. More to it will be in the next video, but here is a sneak peek. In case you're wondering what I've been up to, I did a couple of podcast interviews, including the one with Guy at GPS. I'll put links down below. Feel free to give it a listen. Okay, but here's what I'm actually doing lately. That's more exciting, I suppose. I am in school again for metal fabrication, so I'm finally taking the path to be an actual tradie. It's a little bit funny, isn't it? Considering I have a university degree, let's not to discount that there is a stigma in society that trades are often seen as the alternative if your kids can't cut it for university. And here I am, a prime example of the other way around, which lead me to this episode's sponsor, Omaze. For a chance to win a Sprinter van with an 80 grand worth of eco-friendly conversion from Van Smith, this is a 3-liter turbo diesel 4x4 Mercedes Sprinter with a van life dream interior and all the equipment like solar panel and fridge. Plus you get to choose the exterior upgrades like a bike rack, storage box, suspensions, all-terrain tires, stuff like that. And this is where it hits home. Your donations will go towards supporting the Micro Works Foundation. Micro has been promoting skilled trades his entire career, and your funding will go to his mission to help close the skill gap by challenging the stigma and stereotypes that discourage people from pursuing the available careers. 4-year degree is not the best path for everyone. We believe, yes I mean we, which includes myself, that skilled trades isn't the alternative path, it is the path. Your donation will help support the Work Ethic Scholarship Program, which supports future tradies. My schooling now was actually made possible by a similar organization here in BC providing funding for my training. I couldn't be more thankful for the opportunity. So your entries are not only a chance to win a sweet Sprinter van, but also to help a really good cause that's close to my heart. To enter, head to omaze.com/overlandlady. I appreciate you. Woo. Feels good to be talking inside a car again, isn't it? Okay, first thing first. Gotta put the roof patch on. I am not changing my logo anytime soon, and these patches are still up for grabs on my website. I actually packed them myself, so whatever you put in the notes section in your order, I'll see it. I've got some interesting requests and I tried to accommodate whatever you guys put in there. So yeah, get on it, get yourself some roof patches so I can live with your adventure on your roof. Right above your head. I didn't want to stop posting YouTube like suddenly, without a public announcement kind of thing. It's just I really didn't have anything good to say. As a content creator, not even like big following, just as long as you're putting content out to an audience, your message would take an effect on the people that are viewing it or listening to it. So sort of, I just feel like if I didn't have anything good to say, I can't be, or at least I don't want to be spreading negative vibe. And if you really don't have anything good to say, just rather not say it. So yes, I apologize for not having a public announcement sort of thing. But no, I didn't have an announcement because I am not leaving. I just took a break for myself, a much needed break to sort of recharge and return to myself and cut the possibility of me spreading unwanted energy that I may later regret. Besides, I really haven't been going to the mountains, not even snowboarding. And I know it's kind of obvious that this is not what you guys are here for.
What's the point of showing this to us? And what's the point of chopping your vehicle into pieces? Get back out there already. We want to see your adventure. What's the next car? Go travel. We really miss your travel videos. Stay safe. I don't mind explaining how the car was deemed non-repairable by our insurance monopoly, but every repeat was a stab to my heart, dragging me right back to the scene I wished to wipe out from my head.
I know you all care about me and want me to get back on my feet as soon as possible, but it's not that easy of a linear progression after what had happened. As much as I try to put smiley face on, if only you know, every day I struggle with the question since the accident. Why did it happen? Why at that time, at that place? Why me? Why did I get distracted? Why did I have to take on a passenger? Why couldn't I stay solo? It may not have happened if not her scream startled me to push the wheels too fast, too sudden. The scream.
And that ringing sound has been in my ears since. And you know what helped me the most? In every effort to get myself out of this emotional dark hole, I tried my very best to keep busy. A full-time job that required me to be physically and mentally active. As a sheet metal apprentice, I am a humble student learning the basics of HVAC ducting system and every aspect around a construction site. My heart felt full after every shift. We got so much done in a day and all while making jokes with each other. Very productive, yet very relaxed. My supervisor called me a superstar apprentice because I learned so fast and worked very hard.
Ah, poor little guy. Oh, it's late. It's empty now. Uh-oh.
Little did he know, working here saved my life. I was so busy building people's dream home, there was no time left to ruminate my past. It was also great to live a normal life again. I get to share the struggle of rush hour traffic like we all do.
You gotta slow down, look around you, son.
One thing that's almost never mentioned by any full-time traveler is that we get so alienated from society. Sure, we were the ones ditching the 9 to 5. It sounds like a heck of an inspiration, but it also made us the oddballs. We separate from our friends due to the different schedule and lifestyle in general. I no longer related to the life difficulties they experience because with the backdrop of this vast mountaintop landscape, what worry can you tolerate? Okay, that probably went a little far off, but what I meant to say is this job was so difficult for me to say goodbye to because I received a late notice from school that I got a spot. And I basically had one day to make a decision whether or not I want to take it. And of course, for the love of fabrication, I said yes.
But taking the part has been helping me to get a closure. Here are some of the findings that are quite surprising. When we were chopping the body apart, on the floor, sort of, I guess, behind my passenger side, there is a huge hole on the floor, like through the body. So the whole time, my home had a hole in it. I didn't even know. And by the look of it, it's been there for a while with all the mud coming in. And that just made me remember how when driving in the red desert in Australia, with all the windows closed, I was still getting sort of a turbulence inside the vehicle right behind passenger seat, sucking in all of the red dirt inside. I was wondering like how, why, by the look of it, the size of it, it's definitely hit something really hard, really, like hit something really hard, really hard. Hit some really hard things really hard. So that happened in Australia. The whole time I did not know. The second thing was my driver's side rear upper control arm. So just near the end of deconstructing everything, taking sub-tank out already and found something that's a little creepy. So rear upper control arm, this bolt, we haven't touched it yet and it is gone. There is no bolt here and you can see it's kind of been gone for a while with all the rust and mud and all that. Just as a comparison, this side just took this side's bolt out and it should look fresh, or at least, somewhat still look like a fresh metal. And that side, so probably it's been gone for a while, and while the vehicle rode, it wasn't there already. I don't know what that means or if any of this is related to the accident, but it's creepy, almost gave me a feeling that it's like I am not religious, but there might be a God up there watching and telling me, hey, there's something going on with your home and you should probably, do something about it or move on. That's why it's happening, and I can walk out of such an accident in whole peace. Something is watching me and telling me to move on and helping me to move on. And so are you guys. Being patient with me as I slowly figure all these out. It's quite a spiritual awakening. I still sometimes talk about the Land Cruiser in present tense, not because I am ESL. Well, I mean I am, but because the Land Cruiser is still present for me in everything I do in truck, which is only in my life because I had my Land Cruiser and because I lost it. I've had a lot of thoughts about what my next vehicle is going to be. The first thing that came to mind was perhaps import a diesel Land Cruiser 100 series, so a lot of things can just direct trans over. And plus I got new wheels waiting for me to come home to put them on, so a lot of things can just go on. But now, after some thoughts, so to consider my next vehicle, a few things that I find most annoying with the Land Cruiser will be the key access point, or sort of the determining criteria. Fuel consumption, payload at least better than the Land Cruiser, and indoor space if possible. That doesn't mean have to be a van, it could be a camper in the back of a truck. Especially after seeing, Andrew's four-wheel camper setup, you just walk in like you're walking into a home. It's so nice. So yeah, now with the new truck coming in, the journey needs to go on. And to be honest, I'm a little scared. You know how when you kept a habit for so long and then you stop for so long, it become all so difficult to get back into it. And that's how I'm feeling right now. And looking back at the videos, the trips I've done before, I was a little overwhelmed. Like, how did I actually do that? All that by myself? Like, how from planning a trip to actually going on a trip to filming it and to editing it all by myself? That sounds like a lot of work. It's just so overwhelming. I don't know if I still got what it takes, you know, to do all that. But I have been starting back at it, baby steps. The other day I took my camera out. We went for a drive in a 60 series. I took some photos of it by the water. It was mainly for sales photos, but I did find my groove. Here are some finished edits.
Yes, this 1989 Land Cruiser 60 series is up for sale. I'll put a link in the description. It's been an amazing learning process watching him restoring a vehicle to this clean state. But the melancholic thing is, after all the hard work, you slowly fall in love with this old soul, only to one day say goodbye.
So this year the goal is to, I guess, learn to be okay with saying goodbye. I've said this many times in my videos that I feel like I'm a bit of a hoarder, a very nostalgic person. I have a difficult time with letting go. I believe you can understand if you have lost someone close in your life, that you never really get over grief. You grow with it and around it.
I just learned a new word, natsukashi. Is a Japanese word describing the joyful feeling when something evokes a fond memory from the past. Similar to nostalgia, but more on the positive note instead of feeling sad. The fact that you cannot return to those experiences makes them all the more poignant. But instead of drowning in grief, natsukashi brings gratitude for the past and acts as a reminder that you are fortunate enough to have had experienced this life. So here's to the past, to my Land Cruiser, to the journey we had together, the miles we put down on this earth together, the deserts, beaches, mountains, and rivers we crossed together. I am grateful for the beauty in this impermanence. It is time to say goodbye.
Get along, give a hand, sleep heavy, be the man. Just there, where you are, do something, be the star. You gotta get going. Easy now, you gotta get going. Easy now.
And don't forget your chance to win a 4x4 Sprinter van camper and supporting a meaningful cause by going to omaze.com/Overland lady.
I know you're all dying wanting to see this thing right now. So stay tuned next episode.
So this is a 5-speed manual, and guess who doesn't really drive manual? So it's going to be a bit of learning curve for me, but at least I can start it up. Ooh.